Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Xerophayze. This is Eric. I thought I'd do one last video here on the verge of a new year and thank everybody that has taken part in whether it's using my prompt generator, viewing my videos, being a part of our Discord server. I just want to thank you all. This wouldn't be possible without my audience and without somebody or everybody doing what they do and helping out. Thought I would do just a quick video walk through and create an image, go through my whole workflow. We're gonna also kind of run a quick update. I've updated a couple of my prompt generators, working on a new one. I've updated my Stable Diffusion prompt generator version 7, did some modifications, streamlined it just a little bit. Biggest update was with my Midjourney prompt generator and how that works, and updating it for version 6 of Midjourney. Found out that a lot of the emphasis I was using, they use a square bracket for emphasis formatting, and I was testing my old prompt generator and it used it kind of like Stable Diffusion uses its emphasis formatting, and it would kind of use it on pertinent words and phrases in the prompt generator for Midjourney. But when I was doing my testing, I realized that the prompts I was generating were not generating consistently the images I was asking for. And just on a hunch, I started kind of from scratch, in the sense like start out with a simple sentence and kind of work my way through it, and finally found out that yes, Midjourney does like kind of the narrative prompt, like this right here, an enchanting acrylic painting of a lush tropical rainforest where vibrant emerald foliage intertwined with cascading waterfalls creating, and it likes that narrative. But I found out that when I was using the square brackets, maybe I was using too much emphasis or whatever, but when I got rid of them and just did a straight prompt with this, adjusted the generator to intuitively set the aspect ratio and the stylization based on the content of the prompt, oh my gosh, I got images that were just a ton better. And just to kind of show you guys some examples here of what I was getting before and then after. So in one of my prompts, I asked it to create, I'll bring this up here, always, okay, good, there we go. So these images here, if you were to look at that, you'd never know what I actually asked for. You're getting like 4 different images here. Obviously there's a child in it doing some stuff. The prompt was about a little boy in his bedroom playing with his pet frog. Maybe, I think it was on his bed or something like that. Do any of these look like that? Absolutely not. They don't. And after I made my modifications and adjustments, I started getting exactly what I was looking for. Like just fantastic images that were exactly the medium, and the style and the content were a lot better. Another one I did, I was asking for, let's see, where is it? A lion under a tree in a forest, kind of thing. And the prompt generator generates this prompt with emphasis on certain words, and with savanna and various other things. I was just getting it all over the place. And then after I finished adjusting things, I started getting exactly what I wanted. So very photorealistic stuff. So it has a lot of the same features that Stable Diffusion prompt generator has when you ask for photographic stuff. Instead of paintings, we do photography. It should include camera information, which most of these prompt image generators really kind of adjust based on that. And also with doing style too. So if I include my command style in this, it should, yep, in the style of Ansel Adams, in the style of Dorothy Lang, in the style of Peter Leak, Clyde Butcher. You could even just, if you only want one particular artist, you can come up here and specify that artist, style Ansel Adams, different landscape photography. And every single one of them will be in the style of Ansel Adams. Okay. So I've gotten these prompt generators, my Stable Diffusion, Midjourney prompt generator, working really well. Very stable, very succinct, and customized to each image generator. Obviously, Midjourney likes its it's narratives, and the prompts don't have to be super long to get good images, but I like to add a little detail, and the prompt generator has the creative flexibility to be creative without yet still keeping them succinct. Stable Diffusion really likes, now with SDXL you don't need long prompts, but Stable Diffusion has always worked really well, having the shot and the medium and style at the front, and then very succinct, visually descriptive words, but ordered in a specific way. We've got, typically the primary focus, secondary focus, background and surrounding environment, and then you get the lighting and atmospherics. Okay, and that turns out really well. The images that come from these are amazing. So the last one, I'm actually gearing up. So this is kind of an announcement. I'm gearing up to offer access to all my prompt generators on my website under the members section or under a subscription-based service. And it'll have, when you subscribe to it, you'll have access to the Midjourney prompt generator, Stable Diffusion prompt generator. I'm putting the finishing touches on the Leonardo prompt generator for those who use Leonardo. Leonardo prompt generator, or excuse me, image generator does have a specific order in how things are set in the prompts. You're doing your description, and then at the bottom you're going to go through and you're going to detail like the type of medium and the whether there's an artist reference and things like that. So they like to order it a little bit differently. And we'll be working on, I'm going to be doing a little research again on DALL-E, because I'm going to basically offer 4 prompt generators under one subscription. So won't be much. And this way, I know there's been a lot of people who've been a little reluctant to just outright buy my prompt generators. And with this, they'll give them an option. There'll be a 7-day free trial. You come in and you'll be able to test out as much as you want. Okay. And then once I go live with this, I will be pulling down my prompt generators as a separate purchase and only offering the prompt generators through the subscription model. It's getting to the point where I realize that I love my fan base. I really do. I know there's people out there that I've already had one person take a copy of the prompt generator that he either buys like a version 1.0, it was really early version, and he posted it as a comment on one of the YouTube videos saying, "There you go, people, you're welcome." I just kind of smiled because I saw how old the version was, and I left it there. Honestly, I left it there. I didn't care to remove it because I've made so many changes in my prompt generator since then. So let's dive into this. I know this was kind of a long-winded intro, but what we're going to do, I want to create an image for the New Year's. We're going to do something with text. Might do a little inpainting. I'll show you my workflow if the words don't work out right, but I get something that's similar. So what I want to do here is, you know what? We're not going to use the prompt generator for this. For some of this stuff, I actually do type out my prompts, especially when there's text, because sometimes you have to really have a customized way of doing that. So typically what I'll do is I'll start off with this, and I'll go and it's like Happy New Year's 2024. And the lore I use is the HAR LoRa, but I'll show you what that is here in a second. We're going to go, so we got that text, and we're going to be emphasizing it, but we're going to be emphasizing it with the command text logo colon 1.5, I think. I know it's kind of high sometimes, but with the text it works out really well. Then we're going to specify the type of lettering. We're going to go sparkly, flashy, colorful lettering. And then we're going to do people watching firework show from a park. Okay, we're going to keep the description really short. It works better that way. And then at the very end, we're going to put the LoRa in. So we go to LoRa. We're going to come down here and do a search for HARR, and we want the harrowed LoRa. We want to be using a Stable Diffusion XL model. Make sure we have either none, automatic, or I have it set to fix FP16E, whatever, this particular VAE to make sure it works. And then we are going to select our aspect ratio. We're going to try doing a 16:9 on this. We're going to set the batch to 10 because you almost never get it right the first time. And I think that is it. Let's go ahead and put in some negative prompt here. Bad lettering, overlapping lettering, or letters on this one. And then uneven lettering, I think I want on that one. Okay. We'll even throw in the short SDXL negative prompt I use. I'll hit generate on that. See what it does. All right, let's see what we got. I think there was only one in there that actually turned out good. So unless you're celebrating the year 20,244, that probably won't work. Happy New Year's, but no year. And then that one there was the one I was looking at. Happy New Year's 2024. That's awesome. That looks really good. Now here's the thing. Lettering on it is okay. Happy New Year's. You can see there's a little bit of fussiness going on in there. We could probably fix that with just a little bit of Inpainting. But this is the one I want. So what we're going to do is send the seed over here. Grab that. We're going to turn on high res fix. We're going to shoot this down to 0.5 because I don't want to change it a lot or at all. Just add the detail as it upsizes it. Refiner we're not going to worry about. We're going to turn the batch count down and leave everything else the same. So, and then we're just going to generate that one image, let it do a high res fix on it. Okay, let's have a look here. And what's nice about the high res upscale is that sometimes we'll actually fix the lettering. I think we're still going to try doing a little bit of Inpainting on this just to kind of show you how it's done, see if we can get some better lettering on that. I'll get a little nervous because it's a little close to these stars. Might get some bleed over from that, but let's give it a try. I don't mind the 2024 either. It's a little uneven. I mean, we're celebrating. It can be chaotic. Whatever. That's fine. But let's send this over to Inpainting. Give that a second to pop that in there. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So let's change our brush size. We're going to maximize that. No, we're going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay. Now, we're not wanting to change a lot of things. What we want to do is we're just going to highlight the letters. We're going to come up here. We're going to get rid of this, but leave that. We want the lore in there still. Okay. Get our negative prompt in there a little bit. Okay, now down in the settings here, we're going to change the mask blur just a little bit to 6. Because of how close we are to some of these other things, I get a little worried that we might have to even turn down below 4 just to get it to stay there. But because we're not going to change it a lot, we're actually going to turn down the mask padding, and sampling steps are fine. We're going to change this to Euler A, softer look. Change this to a 1:1 because we're doing only masked. And we're going to change it down to 768 by, actually no, 1024 by 1024. Here's the thing. I'm going to continue using the SDXL model, which isn't necessarily used for Inpainting, but you can. And it really depends on your mask blur. Okay, I know I'm turning it down. I might get a bit of a border, but it's already got a border. It's a black background. We'll see. I think it'll be okay. We're not going to change it a lot. We're going to just see if we can modify a little bit to clean it up. Okay, so we're going to put it at, I don't know, I feel like 0.5 might work, but it might give us changes we don't want to. So we'll see what it does. All right, let's run that, see what happens. You know, sometimes you hit them just as you want them. So the pointy things like the N there, a little point, but it did clear up the A and actually made it look a lot clearer. I like that. Looks great. I'll send that over to Inpainting again. I want to try just seeing what we can do with the 2024 here. Just because. I'm going to do everything but highlight the outline, the white and black outline, because I just want to clean up the symbols. So we're going to do all the way over there. We're going to be very careful around these edges. Try to make as square of an area as we can. Oops, I'm down a little further, but I think it'll be okay. And I think we're going to leave everything else the same. Now we're going to turn this up. I just want to see what it does at 0.7. It's going to change something here, but let's see what it does. I'll let you watch here for a second just because I want to see what it does. So it's maintaining the 2024, but we're getting some jagginess over here. It's adding a beaded outline, which is kind of cool. I like that. But here's the thing. I think what we're going to do, we're going to interrupt this. We're going to get rid of the New Year. Since we're only doing the 2024, we don't need to worry about the Happy New Year's. And then we're going to turn up the denoise strength. 2024 is a very popular number just because of the year we're in. So, when they train these models, I actually found that one came up really easily. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't mind the beaded outline there. That's kind of cool. But I want to see if we can't straighten up these letters a little, or the numbers a little bit better. Okay, so we're done. I actually had to stop and go back and make some modifications on a few things. Realized that somehow I forgot to change this back to a 1-to-1 aspect ratio. The denoise strength I turned up, kind of messed up some other things, but finally rendered out a bunch of them here that looked like they were pretty good. Now, the 0 and the 2 are still a little close, but you know what? Honestly, I think it looks great. That one looks good. That one looks even better. I like that one. It's got kind of the shine, looks almost like a gold color to it. That one's not bad. Hold on. I'm still liking that one better. That one's okay. That was one of the things I didn't like with the original one. It's kind of merging the 2 and the 0. So we're kind of looking for a change in that. And I think the one I liked is this one here. It does kind of, you get the separation there. They are two distinct things. I like the 3D look, the block look to it. That one's a little more subtle on the block look, but I get a little merging right there. So I'm going to stick with that one. I really like it. I like how it shines. I like the stars it added to it. So now that we got the image that we want, now I know the original one, I specified people in a park, but here's the thing. It's a really wide angle image. And it's an illustrated image. You're not going to detail the people, but we get the city, skyline, mountains in the background, which is cool, fireworks, very festive, very happy looking. We're going to go with that one. So what I want to do now is we're going to upscale this. We're going to send it over to image to image. We're going to go through the upscaling process with this. Right now we're at 2048 by 1152. And I think I want to take this, we're going to upscale it once. Okay, get rid of the batching on this. For the upscaling, I do like to switch it over to an Inpainting model. Okay, we're going to go to the RPG Artist tool. Version 4, it does the best. Doesn't leave any lines, obviously depending on the settings, but where am I here? There we go. Now we are going to change this out. We're going to go back and grab the original Sparkly Fashion lettering. Okay, we're going to just grab that. Not that it's going to really be super necessary, but it does help in the tinier details just to ensure that everything's there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come down. We're not going to do refiner. We're going to turn this down to 0.3 because I want to add a little more detail, like in the buildings, maybe even down here, and just add a little more refinement to everything. We're not using the refiner. Just when you're doing it about 0.3, it is able to add a little bit more detail in the smaller stuff. Okay, come down here to Control Net. This is the best way to upscale any image, honestly. I have stopped using the upscale and extras. I am so unhappy with the results that come out of this. Now, if you're working with flat illustrated stuff, it's not too big of a deal when you're not dealing with a lot of detail or even photorealism, but I kid you not, this is the worst process to go through. Even when you're using the 4X Ultra Sharp, it does stuff to the image. It removes detail, softens everything up. It's just horrible. So what I do is I come down here in Control Net. We're going to enable this Pixel Perfect. We're going to go down here to Tile Blur. Okay, it'll automatically fill in the preprocessor and model. based on what we have up here. We have RPG Artist Tool V4 Inpainting, which is a 1.5. It sees that. It automatically selects the tile sample and then the control SD15 tile model. Okay. We're going to go down to the downsampling rate. We want to downsample by 2. Then we're going to come down here to scripts. We're going to select the Ultimate SD Upscale. And we're going to target size type. We want to base the target size based off of the current image size. Okay, scale from image size. We're going to scale twice, or basically 2 times bigger than what it is now. I do like the 4x Ultra Sharp. It works really well. And that is it. That is all we have to mess with on this. And I'm just going to double check all the other settings. We're not using a seed. And that's right. Okay. And we just hit generate. And what that does is it breaks it up into tiles, and it'll go through and upscale each tile to the needed resolution to double the overall resolution. Okay. Takes it a second to break those tiles down, and then it just starts going through it. And this will take probably several minutes. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm glad we're still doing this. See how messed up it looks already? We need to come up here because we changed this to a 1.5 model, but also because RPG Artist Tool V4 Inpainting doesn't have the VAE baked in. We got to switch that over to a compatible VAE, which is this one right here. I do provide links for this in some of my other videos. You can do a search for it. Not going to worry about it right now. Now we can hit generate, and it should start pumping this out and looking better. So not the whole blown out colors look. Give that a second to start up here. Make sure it's going to go. We'll pause the video and come back when it's done here. Give it a second. It's spooling up. Like I said, it takes a second to kind of break that up. There we go. Yeah, and that looks great. Okay, so pause the video. We'll be back in a second. All right, it's done. You can hear I can hear my video card whirring down. And it did a pretty good job on this. So we've got it up this size. We're gonna blow it up full size here, so you can see the intricate detail in the firework streams. How it does look like it's streaming against the camera, the stars. Let's see here. Let's scroll around a little bit. Yeah, definitely some good detail there. Buildings look good. I mean, it does a really good job. And you see, you even got people on the sidewalk. That's great. Add details to that. That looks good. All very smooth, well defined. Yeah, this upscaling method just works so much better. It's a little slower, and but you can keep upscaling. That's what's nice about it. If I wanted to, I could send this over to image to image again, leave everything the same, and hit generate again, and it'll double that size, taking it all the way to an 8K image. So it'd be like 8,001 something, 8,192, I think, by 4,608. Anyway, and then you could do it again if you really wanted to. So, and it does a good job all the way through it. Okay, as you can see, I don't see, a lot of times you get banding when you're doing tile upscales. I don't see any of the banding in this. Sometimes it's hard, especially when you get gradients like this, to get rid of that banding, but this does such a good job. So, all right, we got our image. Awesome. Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on my workflow. And I'm got my kids here. I'm going to go spend some time with them, and look forward to doing a whole ton more videos next year. I hope next year is good for everybody. Like and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Talk to you later.